the first question comes to my mind is, I don't know if we should start with this question, but what is the price we pay when we live as a fixed idea? This is part one of the question. And part two is, how do I know, or how can I tell when I come from this with an idea, with a thought, with a longing, with a vision? How do I know when it's coming from here? And how do I know when it's coming from a fixed idea that I got used to thinking, or that I want, not from a genuine place, but because I got used to, or because I'm scared that if I won't accomplish it, I will be miserable? I feel it will be very helpful for me, and probably for everyone listening, if we will go through my question through a specific example. Because living as a fixed idea, maybe it's a bit too vague. And I want us to be really, like I said, in life. So maybe we will take something that is relevant for what we started with. There are many people in Israel believing that, for example, we have to fight. We have to be in war. Tell me if it's a good example. For me, this is living as a fixed idea, that if we won't defend Israel with a very strong military force, then there will be no Israel. There will be no country for the Jewish people. And like you said, the Jewish people needed a country. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking a fixed idea, maybe, but it's connected to reality, you know? The Jewish people didn't invent their history. It happened. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So now we can maybe go from here.
So if we go about it from fixed idea, then what will happen is that the questions I would ask first are, what do I need to do in order to secure the continuing existence of the State of Israel? The second question that I would ask is, how can I do that? First of all, with paying a less terrible price for myself or for people of Israel. And then I would ask, maybe if I'm good and if I care, I would ask, how can I do it without making the other side, which I believe is the other side, pay a great price? And that would be a good question. And then I would resolve in finding solutions to a problem. Okay, I would try, sometimes I would go to war, sometimes I would intimidate, sometimes I would retaliate, sometimes I would ask for peace talks, sometimes I would ask for, or I would initiate solutions for like 2 states for 2 people, or 1 state for 2 people, whatever. But that is something that would resolve in me trying to find a solution while I'm thinking, that I have initial conditions that must be met and cannot be interrupted or questioned. Okay, they must be. The first one is, Jews must have a country.
Yeah.
And the second one is, there are sides. Okay, those two, the question of Jews must have a country is also the result of thinking there are sides. Okay, so There is the good side and the bad side.
Or just the Jewish side and the non-Jewish side.
Right.
Doesn't, even before bad and good, there, but again, I'm asking, is this an illusion?
So wait. So if I look from sides, I'm going to speak about that. So if there are sides, and if the condition that Jewish people must have a state, then everything that I would do would at a point come to a dead end. Because if I believe that there are sides and the Jewish state must be, then the question of who is going to pay the price of this Jewish state that must be here, I forgot, here, okay, is, I would go a long way. I would walk a long path to make sure that the other side is well off. And there are initial questions and that needs to be addressed. It's not playful and it's not lighthearted, but there is a moment when I think sides and I think must, whatever this must is, whatever it conveys or whatever its predisposition is, that I will reach the point of an either or. If you want to have equal rights, then I need to be the majority, then we're in a problem. Okay? So at a very, very short period, these dead ends would start to show themselves.
Yeah.
And since our mind works that way, the mind is not our ability to think, but that mechanism that we've grown to believe that is reality, thinking that the world is dangerous and complex and that we are vulnerable and lacking, and that the question of coping and survival are the questions that need to be met without any compromise, and only afterwards we can talk about beauty and love and so on, then this is what will be. Okay, this is how it will be. So the minute we continue from there, then
it's just a matter of time.
In a very short time.
Yeah.
That happens. Then
it's
what
not
happens?
A question of if, it's a question of when and how hard it will be.
Yes, and it is hard. And it's a very, very big price to pay for everyone.